Yo, Big Kish back up in here. No, he didn't. No, he did not. No, he did not just get into another beef. Mr. Aubrey, Dennis Mustache, Sandra Knows Graham just got into another beef with somebody. I didn't see this video. Y'all know I don't like listening. I don't like watching them without y'all. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. I'm going to leave a link in the description. They're going to be breaking it down. We're about to be reacting to it. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Drake, the more this guy and his team are just staying around
he got into another beef, y'all.
Everybody, the more problems they seem to create. And while we thought things would be a little quiet until Drake came back out with his Nokia music video, which is supposed to drop very soon, with what just happened, Drake and all the guys who follow him went absolutely insane about the most ridiculous thing you could think of. And really, with how far they have went, they just started an entire new beef with a different group of people in the absolute strangest and most pointless way. And really, when we look at the mess that Drake and his guys have created this time around, there is just no other way to look at this crew without seeing that they are the most pathetic people to ever try and associate themselves with what we know as rap music.
There we go.
And now, before we go any further into
leave that like,
see just how bad Drake and his guys look for being this desperate, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now, as Drake and his guys are still finding ways to reach even lower lows, and at the same time, Kendrick Lamar is about to come back out soon and stop all of these games that they are trying to get away with playing. It has never been more important to like and subscribe. And so now, with all that said, say it with me, when it comes to Drake, well, sometimes when we talk about what this guy is doing and how it's affecting hip-hop as a whole, the consequences of it are really bad because Drake's decisions are diluting and putting the future of hip-hop as an art form in a horrible place. Well, this time around, with what the biggest losers in hip-hop have done now, in its entirety, is just make themselves look more ridiculous and desperate than ever, and really within the funniest way possible. And now, when it comes to what this situation started from, and who Drake and OVO are in a bit of a back and forth with at the moment, is not Kendrick Lamar or anybody near that caliber, and instead, they are beefing with none other than Nav. As when it comes to this,
who is that? Who that?
This guy, while he and Drake seemed to split up in full during the height of the Kendrick beef last year, because as The Weeknd was involved with everything Future and Metro were doing, and Nav is a part of XO, which is his label, he followed in line with what he did, of course. Well, now after all of that,
so Nav is The Weeknd's artist. He goes up under XO.
And Nav being an indirect part of that beef, after Drake was,
he looked like a little baby DJ Khaled or something like.
Bothering him in that time as well, which is important to note, we have finally seen the continuation of all of that. And I guess what Nav has done is try and stick up and speak out for his city and where they are from against Drake and OVO, as on his new record, On My Way to Rexdale 2, on the track Back to Business, which for Nav is one of the most high energy and lyrical songs that he ever put together. The guy who produced a diss track for Drake in Back to Back a long time ago said, "Talkin' no cap, get peeled quick. OVO body, I build. Say you want the smoke, get turned to a zip. Thought you was a
Woo! Say you want to smoke, could turn to a zip. Oh, a little, you know what I mean? A little 28, you know what I mean?
And but you turn to a... And now with Nav dropping OVO's name and throwing some of the craziest bars or disses he ever has in his entire career at this crew, which again, as Nav is with XO and The Weeknd, this is of course a serious beef that has a lot more direct impact than any other Drake beef does on both of the parties. And that's all because these guys are just all from the same place.
Yeah, I got to go listen to Nav. But if Nav is from the 6, then Drake talking about, oh, y'all ain't from the 6. Well, people probably more grounded than you is, bro. You only around them people because you got money. They just want that little allowance. Drake, understand, they only hanging around you for that per diem, boy. Wordy bond.
With all of this, the Drake community went absolutely crazy over these lines, and from fans to academics to low-ranking OVO affiliates. Everybody was bashing Nav for saying this and trying to discredit him in every single way possible, but this story gets much more interesting and for Drake and his team pathetic from here. Because now, as these bars where Nav dissed Drake and his crew reached more and more people, and as a result were causing a lot of controversy and problems for them, as none other than Big Ak was instigating this situation as usual, and was at the forefront of trying to defend Drake and OVO from any sort of beef that they could be in with Nav and XO. After everybody kept escalating this thing and trying to make the idea of a Drake and Nav back and forth a real thing after he said this, after escalating this situation more and more, Ak had to backpedal on it entirely, as he later came out to tell every single person that Nav hit him up and was saying that the lyrics were being misquoted, and what the actual thing that Nav was saying on this record was not OVO body, but over your body, which I mean, I guess we don't have any reason to—
Man, get out of here. He just don't want nobody shining on Drizzle Drop. That's what that is. He don't want nobody smashing Drizzle Drop again. Cause I think he might got bars. From what I hear, he might got the bars that'll smash Drake again. Everybody, yeah, he trying to take up for him.
Not believe that Nav would take a diss back if he meant it originally, because both from the fact of who he is affiliated with, to the fact that besides a Playboy Cardi feature, this did give his record the most publicity that it got, there was no reason to take something back like this. And even more than that, within the context of this song, saying over your body does make a little more sense with the rhyme scheme than OVO body, although with the bars they very well could have applied to Drake. But to be honest, I don't think that Nav was playing on words like that or really trying to say something here if it was not clear, because again, this is Nav we are talking about. He is not a wordsmith or anything near that.
Oh, okay, so he's not a wordsmith. He ain't got no bars. So okay, he an energy guy with the beats and all of that.
But so now, following all of this, after Nav came out with an official statement that was released through Akademiks that was saying that he did not mean these bars to be directed at Drake or OVO and that he was not dissing them whatsoever. While sometimes if this happened, people would just walk away and realize that there was nothing here and that people were just reading into the lyrics or that they were misquoted. For Drake and OVO, who of course are the biggest losers in hip-hop and have not had an actual musical win in so long. Of course, because of all of this, they continued to stay livid at Nav, and in their own words, what they are believing is that Nav dissed Drake and his entire crew, and then was starting to see the repercussions of what he said, and then got so scared that he took back his words. And I mean, all of the low-ranking and desperate OVO affiliates were posting this around and trying to humiliate Nav, and of course by doing this, they did their classic new pathetic little thing to try and make Drake look like this bigger and tougher guy than he is by labeling Nav as part of the infamous backpedal guys.
So the guy dissed Drake, rolled out an album and backpedaled, and yet I'm still here like, who the f is Nav?
Who do not want to have long-term beef with Drake because they actually need him or don't want to mess with the guy, and now with all of this. I mean, unless they are referring to Nav backpedaling by him being scared to get in a suit because Drake loves doing those clearly, and that is the only time he even tries to be intimidating, because of course with his own pen he can't do anything. With the fact that all of OVO was running around in circles because they made Nav take back a diss in their own words and believe that he is scared of Drake and his crew, I mean, you just heard what I said in of itself. And before I go any further, I'm not going to call anybody out specifically, but you can see just how hard certain people went to try and act like this is a massive win for them in Drake, and is still showing that they have this control and dominance over the entire industry and that no rappers want problems with them. Beyond some of the weirdest narratives ever that some of the people around Drake and who follow him desperately were trying to push to make this look like a victory. Let's just call this for what it is. With the fact that about a year ago the conversation was around Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and now fast forward to the present, and the debates and victories you are celebrating are around a beef with Drake and Nav? Come on, it's over. It's time to pack it up, and it's time to admit that you guys lost and you have reached lows that—
Yeah, you really have reached a low when people are talking about it like you doing another, like it's big. You know what I'm saying? This is Nav. I never heard of Nav before. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, this wasn't even supposed to be done. This wasn't even supposed to be done. That means that you reached an all-time low. Y'all hear that, OVO Glazers?
nobody could have ever thought of, because again, for what these guys believe, which is that they are hip-hop's premier crew, to be this excited over fake winning a beef with Nav of all people.
That's how I try to, fake winning a beef with Nav because you reached the all-time low, boy.
Push for this narrative and to be this loud about this moment on their end is the biggest and most desperate move that I have seen from a fan base really in so long, because in actuality, let's just say Nav did diss Drake and OVO and then did take back his diss because he was scared of them. Who even cares? It's Nav at the end of the day. This is not even the top guy from another group of people that you have beef with, which in of itself should be disrespect from The Weeknd, because that is showing you that he doesn't even care enough to address Drake, and that he is letting such a smaller artist handle this, which again is the ultimate disrespect you could get in a beef. Overall just puts more into perspective.
Yeah, Drake, you light work now, boy. You light work.
That from the fact that Drake and OVO's actual competition group has changed from Kendrick or The Weeknd to now Nav, this entire moment just tells you everything.
His competition group. So he went from here, his competition group. Now this is he down here. Dot and The Weeknd ain't even gotta come out no more. Ain't nobody gotta pop out and say nothing about Drake. It really, you'll be lowering yourself if you came out. If you was The Weeknd or Dot, you'll be like stooping down to his level if you came out now. So you kidding there? Yeah. He's done. Dang, he done, y'all. It's official.
Thing you need to know about the current state of Drake and everyone around him in this moment, as to brag about winning a beef against Nav. This is like winning a game against one of the worst teams in the league and then running around like you are the champions for doing so. And really, if all these guys around Drake and OVO believe that he was on top,
they probably all in the comment section. Yeah, we had to destroy Nav. Yeah, we did. He ain't nobody to destroy, motherfucker. That's like beating up a drunk guy. You don't get no points from that, motherfucker.
And that he won against Kendrick and all of the other ridiculous things that they say. While on Kendrick's side of things, some disses and moments are so insignificant, lame, and laughable that they don't even need to be addressed, because Kendrick has done everything he ever needed to already to prove himself to so many different people, and this includes way bigger and better names in hip-hop and beyond than Nav. Clearly, the same thing isn't going on this side of hip-hop, because deep down inside, no matter how much they keep denying it, they know Drake's career is in shambles and that he lost the beef because, again, if you are a fan of somebody who you actually believe is at the top of what they do, you don't go running around being this loud of winners about something that probably didn't even happen on Nav's end in terms of him really ever meaning the diss. But honestly, going forward, whenever Drake, OVO, or their fans try to keep pushing beef forward and take down everything in hip-hop that has ever been quite decent, just remember that at the end of the day, these guys are clowns who are so desperate for anything that they are celebrating a win in a fake, made-up, and exaggerated beef against Nav. Which, like, I just can't believe that they thought this was cool or, like, this was gonna give them any credit, because it's Nav, and a Drake versus Nav beef, even if Drake made the best disses of
it's Nav.
all time, would just be so embarrassing.
It's Nav.
Off the sheer principle of how much down the ladder Drake had went to even be in a situation.
Look how he walking like he's some damn Don or something. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, look how he walking like he's some type of Don or something. He got his sleeves, he got his hands in his sleeve and all that. Look, take him out.
Principle of how much down the ladder Drake had went.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo. Walk around like he's some Don or something, man.
How much down the ladder Drake had went to even be in a situation quite like this. I mean, in terms of the optics of this, just with who Drake used to be compared to and who he is still in active beefs with, this is exactly how this all looks, and there is no way around that, and really this situation is just so hilarious for that reason. So altogether, really from here, I don't even know what to say, but I just can't believe that this is the timeline of hip-hop that we are seeing, because for a fan base to reach this low of a point, we are really just seeing a further and further descent from Drake and the people following him. That is—
yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Enough of that. I'm gonna go check out some Nav stuff, see what he talking about. If he get, he said, look, Fantastic Hip Hop said he ain't got no bars. He just one of melody type guys. So I don't know if this your new group, man. This is new playpen, y'all. He got to deal with the less experienced guys now, cause Drake ain't writing his stuff, so he has fell down to a new low. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, yeah. Really, I think The Weeknd got better bars than Drake. If they go pen for pen and Drake leave his ghostwriters out of it, I think The Weeknd got him. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gone.